So far today, I've traveled 100 miles on pavement, about 57 miles on desert roads and trails, passing by the spring flowers and Joshua trees. We're going to endeavor to go further down this old mine road into those hills and find an abandoned mine. It's going to be about 104 today. Working ranches out here, and people who are social distancing since 1962, and some mines too, some active mines out this way. Here we go through the ranch. Private property. We will be as polite as we can be, as we are thankful to the landowners who allow us to use their property to get one place to another. Definitely keeps his car collection right out in front where everybody can see them. Pretty cool stuff there. Looks like you like Dodges and I think Studebakers. Pretty old cabin out back there. I'm fighting the urge to go back and see it, but I think it's on private property, so let's not do that. There's a little old mine there. It says no trespassing. Looks like that's been worked recently. Some of these old mines, people go back and there's better gold extraction techniques, and they'll go back and dig through the tailings piles and I assume find a bunch of gold. Sure is beautiful with all the flowers out. Absolutely gorgeous mountain views the whole way. I just passed a sign, BLM sign, that told you how far it is to where. And apparently you can take this road or this trail system all the way to Kingman, which is 40 miles away. And this mine got added to my list of travels from a vlogger, and I know we share a lot of subscribers, but a vlogger from Boise, Idaho. And he's originally from Arizona. About 3 years ago, he was visiting family, and he came down here from the north. He actually shouted me out in that video, so I for sure owe him one here for the shout out and for showing us the way here. Yeah, old Robert from the Piston Slap channel. If you're not subscribed to him, you should head over there and check out his stuff. That crazy Google lady keeps giving me directions, talking about rights and lefts, and there is no rights and lefts here. The last 5 miles, the temperature's dropped 10 or 12 degrees, which is very welcome. Got all my mesh gear on, plus I got a cooling vest, which I soaked. If you're not familiar with a cooling vest, you wear it under your mesh, and you soak it with water, and the evaporation keeps you cool. And I did that first thing this morning, which was not a good idea, because when I left, it was only in the high 50s. But I'm trying to think of how cold I was to keep myself cool at this point. Pretty cool boulder field here. Wow, a little water crossing. Clean off that skid plate. That wash looks like a rock crawler's dream. Squirrel. Here's our first set of structures. Machinery bases. Where the rods are sticking up, you'd have a motor mounted there, maybe some bearings or something like that, and then you'd have a pump. This must be where they pump the water up the hill. All right. Wow, look down the valley. Came right up the center of that. Whoop. Beautiful. Kind of a precarious place to take a view. Whoops. Starting to see tailings piles. This mine's buried right up in the top end of a canyon. decent sized washouts up here. I think this is where we want to go. Car's in nice shape, huh? Get one of those little Popsident as seen on TV. That thing be like brand new. There she is, right across the way there. And endeavor to get down to the bottom. A couple of more old cars down there. Now, I really don't want to get a flat tire, and these mines are full of flat tire makers, so I got to be careful. I don't want to go too close to the building because that stuff's shedding off of there like crazy. All right, we'll hop off and take a look around. So we're going to walk around, do some investigating. I'll share with you some knowledge that I know. There's a whole bunch online that you can endeavor to read if you would like. But I'm going to show you around and show you this mine. I think right here I will put in some old-timey pictures, and I think I've got one that I can show you then and now, kind of give you an idea what it looked like back then versus right now. So, being told by Robert from the Piston Slap channel, that mine entrance used to be somewhere in here, I guess. These tailings were loaded in here, I guess, to block it off. Kind of an odd place for a corral. I suppose if you're mining, you want your hamburgers not too far away. So at the top of the hill there, there's some kind of head frame. It's kind of far gone for me, my limited knowledge, to figure out what's what. Kind of a lunar landscape down there. I'm gonna take my time up here. I think give a bird's eye view kind of thing. But this here was the mill, and it wasn't gold here, it was tungsten. So the first findings up here were like every place else in Arizona, 1880s. And this really didn't get kicking until 1915 or so. Like I said, I don't know if there was much use for tungsten in the 1880s, but by 1915, metallurgy had picked up enough, and this thing boomed from around 1915 through the 30s into about 40. And after that, the management changed hands several times through the 50s. I think it petered out. It was done by the 60s, early 60s. Someone came here in the late 70s to try to do some stuff, but it never reached the elevation of production that it did in that 1915 to 40s range. 2.4 million tons of ore, tungsten ore, were removed from this site. I didn't see anything on how much gold and stuff like that, because all that stuff is right in the ground with it. Yeah, there's so much down right now. I can't get a good read on what is where. Now, at the top, there's some type of frame up there, and if you look straight across, there's a rusted piece of metal right underneath that juniper tree. That looks like some type of a, not a winch, but the top, I can't think of what the name of it is. Like if you were going to use a, some type of trolley system or something like that, the cables would wrap around it. And I believe it was up there. I don't know if they were loading stuff down or up, or of course, as soon as I start talking, the wind's picking up. Pretty much everywhere you look in here, there's something going on. Right up at the top of the hill there to the right, there's a, looks like a mine portal up there. There is a water tank over there. Right across the way over there, there's a collapsed building, and there's just tanks and bits of machinery pretty much everywhere. I think the water's coming off the hill and really just pushing this building down the hill with all its machinery down into the wash, and it's all ended up downhill, and you cannot beat that view. A little breezy today, so there's little shady conditions, I guess. It's not smog, it's not fog, it's mostly dust. Beautiful, beautiful hills. So we're going to jump on, get back down the hill before it gets too hot down there. I've got 1.5 gallons of water, enough to get my cooling vest cooling again when we get back down into the hundreds, and to keep me hydrated. So I'm going to jump back on and start heading back to Casa del Huaco. All right, we got fresh water, fresh batteries. Get us a run down the hill here. Jeep and a military ambulance, I think. Well, thanks for coming along with me to check out this mine. Appreciate you watching. Please comment, subscribe, ding that bell so you get notified when I put up new videos. Like and share. Adios.